everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you some thrifted finds that I got for Thrifty Thursday and Thrifted Treasures. Those are some hashtags you can follow. And Thrifty Thursday is brought to you by Sheree at Turquoise Dreaming, and Thrifted Treasures is brought to you by Dale at Not Too Shabby Chic. And I will link their channels below. You can follow along with each of those hashtags and see all the wonderful things that people find and post. And last Friday on August 30th was my birthday. My husband asked me what I wanted to do that day, and I said I would love to spend the day thrifting and antiquing. And he said, let's do it. So we just had a ball. We live way out in the country, and there's not a whole lot of garage sales going on in one particular weekend, but for some reason it was like garage sale palooza that weekend, and I think we hit about 12 garage sales that day, and it was like a vintage linen gold mine. Every single one I stopped at, I found vintage linens almost. So I'd love to share with you what I got. So the first sale that we stopped at, I found, let's see, where did I put it? I found this vintage Coca-Cola border, and it's got all the vintage ladies on it. I thought it was so fun. That'll be so fun as a journal page in a book, or like the cover of a journal, maybe the inside cover, even the outside. You could cut one of these little photos out and make it like a featured photo. And I got that for 50 cents. And actually everything except one item that I got there was 50 cents. These were all 50 cents. I got this curtain piece, and I think it's a piece of a valance actually. One of the, like the triangular pieces that you pull to the side. And there was only one piece of this, but I thought the lace was pretty. And if I don't cut the lace up and use it in a project, I will use it for coffee and tea dyeing. I've found that this heavier lace really works well. I did, for the dyeing, I did a couple pieces a while ago with some heavier lace, and look at how beautiful that turned out. Isn't that pretty? The lighter laces don't seem to show the pattern as much. This was two that I did, and I put them like this on my table, and I had one long piece of lace and I just spread it out over both pieces, and it just turned out so pretty. I love that. So I thought, if I don't use it, like this one is not really my preferred color scheme, but it's the same as that other one. It's one of the triangular pieces. I thought it would be pretty for fall if I ever make a fall journal, or maybe like a Victorian journal. These jewel tones would be pretty. I'm usually working with pinks and neutrals, but again, if I don't use it in a journal, it will make a lovely dyeing piece. So that was that, and that was 50 cents as well. And then I found this little doily, and that was 50 cents. You can never have too many doilies, right? And then the last thing I found there was $1, and it was this jar of buttons, some vintage buttons. And there's some really cute little ones in there. I haven't opened it up and looked at all of them. I've just kind of shaken it around and peeked, but there's some really pretty ones, some with threads still on them, which I love. And the jar is adorable too. I could see decorating that jar, putting a little lacy doily situation on top, like a little flower, and I think that would be so cute for storage. So that was that sale. And then the next one I went to, I found the beautiful vintage linens. Let's see, let's move that one. And these dresser scarves, or table runners, or whatever you use them for, I think are just so beautiful. Look at this one. Let's see, let's get, yes, that's the right side. It's got a beautiful shape. It's not square, kind of comes out on the side and then tapers in on the ends. It's got beautiful butterflies and ladies, and flowers on there. I just think it's so pretty. I think that would make a lovely pillow, or you could fold it up and make a pretty bag out of it. I think it's so pretty. I love that one. And this one, actually everything I got there was $3, so that was $3. And then I got this one, which I love. It's a long one. Just a beautiful pattern on the end. Beautiful blue and pink. And look at that linen. It's just so pretty. It's so soft. And this one is pretty long. I bet it's about 36 inches long, about a yard long. But all of that beautiful trim and the beautiful pattern. I love that. And then I got a set for $3, which I thought was really pretty. And this is not linen, it's some sort of a, probably a polyester of some sort, but I thought the pattern was pretty gilded pattern, and all the trim. That would make a lovely book cover. Would make a lovely bag or a pillow or a sewn project. You could cut it up. And then it also came with 2 of the napkins. And I thought those were really pretty. She called them napkins, I think, the lady from the sale, but I almost think that you could use that as a little placemat too. So those are pretty. Loved that. Nice set for $3. And then, oh, you know what? I missed one from the first sale. Let me go back to that one, because for 50 cents, that was a crazy find. I got this tablecloth, and it is a great big round one, and it has the most beautiful trim on it. There's no way I will ever get it all in the picture here, but let's try to open it up. So this pattern goes all around. This would be the center of the tablecloth, and this pattern goes all around. It's got the pretty flowers, it's got the pretty little bows, and then sporadic little yellow flowers here and there. And then look at this trim. Oh, I'm stuck to my salt lamp. That beautiful border on there. Isn't that pretty? So I was thinking about what to do with this. If you cut it up and make little bits and pieces with the tablecloth, the linen part, and it's a beautiful linen as well, you could remove this border and you'd have a huge length of border to play with. But I don't know that I have the heart to cut it up. That's the thing with these vintage linens, is do you really cut it up? And look at that. It is just huge. So I don't know. Tell me, would you cut it up? Would you save it? And I mean, it's in such lovely condition that it could be used as a tablecloth if you had a big round table. I keep getting my cover here all mushed up. So that was that one. And then I found this shelf, and it has a glass shelf to go on top. It's nice and heavy, and it was a home interiors shelf. Remember the home interiors? I think we all had that in our house at one point in time. But I thought I would paint this a shabby white and put the glass on it, of course, and maybe store my journals on it that I've been gifted and have made. I thought that would be really pretty in my craft room. So that was a find for $3. And then, let's see, where shall we go next? Oh, so the last one that I got a ton of stuff at, you will not believe this. They had a $10 bin, and it was like a 30-gallon plastic tub, and it was packed with linens. And I asked what the price of the linens were, and he said, oh, just take the whole thing for $10 if you think that's fair. And I was like, do I think it's fair? I think it's more than fair. So every one of these items was in that tub that I'm about to show you for $10 for the whole thing. So we've got this little piece with the butterfly. I think this might have been a tea towel. It's got that like vintage towel, kitchen towel feel. It's got a lot of staining, which I think is okay because it's got that vintage look. It's got a pretty little border here on either end. And it's so soft. And you can cover up, like I'll use that stuff that everybody's saying to use to wash and try to get the stains out. I forget what it's called, but I think some of these stains are in there pretty good. But you could always collage a little piece of doily or lace or something around it. So I don't think that matters a whole lot. So that was the first one. Then here's one for the cat lovers. And it's a big piece too, and the linen is just gorgeous. I just love this vintage linen. Look at how long that is. And the little cats on there with the, looks like little tulips. I think that's sweet. I am a dog person, but I do love cats too, so that'll be cute. It's got a little hole there and some little snags there, but again, you could put a cute little piece of a flower or lace or something there. And it's a big long piece, and it's got these borders where they're just sewn on, so you could remove that and use that piece as something. But the linen is so soft, and that one was pretty much stain free as well. And then I got this one in there, and this one is beautiful as well. It's a nice, another long one. It's plain in the center. It's got pretty detail there and the sweet little border. And then on each end, it has this pattern. And I love the little scallop shape to it. I think it's so pretty. There's the other end. And it's got just a little staining here and there. Not too bad. There's no holes or anything. So that was in really nice condition. I just admire all the embroidery work that people do. The more I see it, the more I want to learn how to do it. Well, I'm really wrecking up my display here, huh? So here's a nice another one in red. And again, I don't use red a whole lot, but I thought it was pretty too. This is a big square piece, and it's plain in the middle, and then it's got the little red stitching here, and then on the one corner it's got the little detail here, and then all the rest is just plain all the way around. So I could see making this into an envelope, into a bag of some sort. With the red, you can do a little Christmas, maybe holiday detail with it. You could put a little holiday journal in there maybe. So that was pretty. And then this one. I should have told you all to grab a cup of coffee or tea or something and get comfy, because this is a haul. So this is a big square piece. It's got this all around the center, and then the stitching around the side in the blue, and again the beautiful soft linen, and it's in really good condition as well. There's a tiny bit of yellowing in a spot, but you can barely see it. I think it was over here. And it's just so, like, the linen is so vintage that it's so thin. It's got that really soft feeling. But that is a nice big piece. And then we have this piece. And this one, I love the linen feel as well. And it was rather plain. It's got some little tears in it, worn look, but that's okay. This linen is just gorgeous. And then it's got this border all around it. And then edged in a coordinating color there. So that one was beautiful. And then we come to a stack of pillowcases. There were so many pillowcases in here. And these make wonderful pillows and wonderful bags, envelopes you can turn those into. This one is kind of odd. I don't know, I think you might remove that pretty crochet border. The little kitties are cute, but it's got this big snag right here, and then apparently there was a big tear down it because whoever had it gathered it up and sewed it right there. So this little kitty's head is kind of squished up, but I guess you could put some lace over it and use it. So that was sweet. Definitely can cut up the rest of it and use the pretty fabric. And then there was a set of these with the pretty crochet border, and this is like a mint green. And these were in really wonderful condition. Some of these look like they've barely been used. So that was a pretty set. So there's so many possibilities with the pillowcases. I just love them. And then we have this one. With the pretty bells on there. And actually there was a pair of those as well. I think if someone had like a pretty shabby chic bedroom, like a spare bedroom or something, these would be cute on a bed. And oh, this is a Mr. and Mrs. too. I forgot to mention that. You can barely see like the Mr. here and the Mrs. I think that's so sweet. And a pretty little pattern. Love that. I took these home and brought these home, I'm sorry, and threw them right in the wash machine, the whole batch. I had to study which batch came from which haul so I would remember. But they laundered up so nicely. This one has a little bit of the yellowing there. But the pretty, pretty little crochet border. And that was a pair as well. There's a pair of those. And then the same pattern in yellow. Well, not the same. It's a similar pattern in yellow. And it's kind of coming apart right here, but that could easily be repaired if you wanted to use this as a whole piece. And there was only one of these. So that was fun. I'm running out of room here. And then this one. This one was a plain one. Just a printed fabric, but this, I swear, my grandmother had this exact same thing in lavender. She was a lavender girl, and her whole bedroom and her master bath was lavender. And she had something, if it wasn't this, it was so similar. I remember these for years and years, and had the little lavender border. So this one just reminded me of her. I thought that was really pretty. And then just the plain. This would make a really cute cover on a journal or an inside, or sweet little pillow, little envelope, fabric envelope. So that is cute. I love that. And then we have two plain ones. This was a set of plain ones. And Oh no, this was not pillowcases. This was again a set of valances. So for the curtain, so maybe for a kitchen. It has a pretty detail on the side. So there's the one, and here's the other. And again, these are in such nice condition that, you know, you could put that in a shabby room. I was even thinking when I redo my craft room in here, maybe putting them over my window as a valance, because I want the light to come in, and that would allow all the light to come in. But if they're not used for that, you can certainly cut them and use them for other projects. But I thought that was really pretty. So that was that. I have my work cut out for me over here, folding these all up again, and more than that is finding a place to store all of this. And this was like a sheet, not a sheet, but like a cover of some sort, and it is just a big plain piece of linen. Let's see, how did I fold that? Here we go. So it's just a super long piece. It unfolds for days, and that can be cut up. It's like kind of the fabric like a feed sack towel is made out of, and it's got hardly any yellowing on it. There is a big seam down the center, but look at all the yardage you have. I mean, it just goes on and on. So there's all kinds of projects that can be made out of that. I wasn't disappointed that it was plain. And then this one is a sheet, and I won't undo it completely because it's huge. I think it would go for like a queen size, no, probably a twin size bed. And it's plain all the way around except for this border right here. And again, that's so much beautiful vintage linen fabric that can be cut into so many wonderful pieces. And then we come to some crocheted pieces. And this is a great big square one. And it's got, oh, my little angel, I knocked her down. That's from my sweet friend Karen. I moved away from her, and that's my little reminder of my best friend. So it has that pretty detail all around. It's got some fraying here and there. And it has one dark stain in the middle here, but that could be worked around. But how pretty would that be to fold in half? There went my angel again. I'm having all kinds of trouble with my display here. I should have not put some fabric down maybe, but my desk is so icky looking that I have to cover it up. But how pretty would that be to use on the cover of a journal? This could be maybe the bottom hanging down and the little flouncy sides. I think that's really pretty. It's really heavy too. Beautiful work. And then we have this one, and this one was stunning. I love this one. And it's a big square piece as well. It's the Battenberg style with the little doily pieces here. Let's see, which is the right side? This is so hard to tell. I think the other side is the right side. But again, beautiful cover. You could use like this big piece. Let's see, where did it go? I could see this sheet, the big sheet that we had. I could see using that as the base and putting this over it, layering it. And then you've got the pretty background. Then you could use it as make a pillow. Use this piece in the center as a focal point. Make it into a pillow or a pretty gift bag, a pretty envelope. Then there's beautiful little pieces around the borders. Look at this piece here. So this one could be cut into a bazillion different things. Look at around here, this pretty round piece in the center here. Or you could use it in your shabby chic bedroom with the pretty valances and the pillowcases and all the pretty things. It's still in good enough condition that you can use. And then, can you believe all of this for $10? I'm just like floored. Then there's this enormous tablecloth. And it goes and goes and goes for days. And out of this whole piece, there was one little bitty stain. It looks like a gravy stain. Well, a little piece there, but other than that, it is absolutely gorgeous. And let's see, this is the right side. So look at this. This has got to be about a 80-inch long piece. It's got this beautiful pattern all throughout. Look at that. And then this beautiful scalloped edge. And it's really heavy. So this could be all kinds of things too. You could use it for your table, make little projects out of it, cut a little piece out of it and use it for the dyeing because it's one of those heavy pieces. I lost my little dangle. I made my little pin cushion and put my little dangles on there that I haven't used. So this one is absolutely gorgeous. It's huge. It's so pretty. The color is gorgeous. I love that pretty creamy color. So that was a huge bonus. That was in the bottom of the bin. And then there were pieces that were never open in there. This is a set of napkins, I believe. Let's see, let's take it out. Yes, this was the set of napkins. Look at how pretty. Could you see that down the spine of a journal? And then embellish it with some pretty things, some vintage buttons going down the center, some pretty vintage lace maybe. So that was beautiful. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 napkins in that set. And then along with the napkins, there was a tablecloth that is still in the bag. And this tablecloth was an oblong 60 by 84. And it's never been opened. So let's see. So it's got that same pattern. So that is a whole lot of fabric to play with. And brand new. So that was fun. And then there were these little pillowcases, a set of no iron pillowcases, 50 poly, 50 cotton, and a 42 by 36 inch length. And those look really soft as well. And then there were 2 things of plastic covers, 9 by 12. So I don't know, those might come handy out in the shop for something. Use them as a drop cloth or something like that. So all of that for $10. Can you believe that? I am just so taken aback by that find. That was my find of the trip. And then I stopped at a resale store through the week. And that was, all of that was my birthday shopping that we just looked at. And then on Saturdays, the little recycle center in our town has 50% off. So I found this little book and I paid 50 cents for it, a little photo book. And it's got these pretty pages in with the covers. And I thought that could be something cute. I don't know what yet. My friend Doreen at Ooh La La Vintage Treasures, she makes the most beautiful little flip books out of these waterfall pages in photo albums. She takes them out and makes like pretty waterfall things. And I thought maybe that would be the waterfall one, but when I got it home and looked at it, it's just the plain one. But I could see covering this cover up and putting pretty tags or something in the pockets here and using that, making a journal out of it. So that was one thing. And then I found some music paper, music notebook. It's been written in a little bit, but this staff paper is so pretty. That'll look pretty in a journal. The paper is so soft and it's kind of thin. It's got that good crinkle to it. Could tea dye that or coffee dye that, and that would be absolutely lovely in a journal. And all of those were 50 cents, and then the books I got for $1. And this one is Elegant Stitches. It's an illustrated guide and source book of inspiration. So let's see if we get inspired. It's got this beautiful cover page here. And all these pretty pages throughout. Isn't that gorgeous? It's that shiny, slick page that would look beautiful tea-dyed, I think. But just one page after the next, and it's all about stitching. How beautiful. Here's the stitch guide section. So you get all these beautiful pages. Wouldn't this be cute in a needle book? Like a pretty sewing journal. Put some of the pretty elements. Look at how pretty that picture is. Put some of the pretty vintage tape measures and scissors and things. So it just has all kinds of beautiful things. So I think that, look at all those, the embroidery stitches. So that is a fun one. Quilts, loop stitching, it teaches you all the things. Look at this. This is what I would love to learn how to do. Isn't that beautiful? So that was a fun one for $1. And then I found this one, Stitched and Stuffed with Love. And there again, it's all the cross-stitching. Beautiful little pages that'll make in a journal. And then I found this Nature Crafts book. And there again, there's some beautiful pictures in here. Let's see, that was published in 1992, copyright 1992, but just some really lovely crafting pages. Sweet little topiary. I've always wanted to make a topiary. I might have to try that with some lace flowers or something. But just beautiful pages with project ideas. I could see putting this in a journal, choosing one of the projects, like this beautiful wreath, and taking this whole page out. It's got all the materials you need. It's got the instructions, and then fold that up and tuck it into a pocket. And look at the page on the other side. Isn't that gorgeous? So that was fun. It's just full of beautiful pages. All the instructions. I think these pages are so interesting in a journal. All the graphic detail, and you can, of course, coffee or tea dye them. but just pretty things. So that was that. I love the little miniature pine cone topiaries too. How pretty is that with the pretty lace curtain? So that was a fun one. I enjoyed that one immensely. That was really fun. And then, let's see, I have buried my other one. Let me find it here. I covered it in all the yummy linens. Oh, one more thing. I got a little Yahtzee set. And I thought the scorecards would be fun to use in a journal. Those will make cute little tucks for a pocket somewhere. Tuck them in. So that was $1 as well. So then at the next thrift store I went to, I got some more books and a few more vintage linens. So I got this piece. A beautiful table scarf. And it's got this on either end. Very pretty in the neutral. Look how pretty that would be. There's a pretty bag. Can make a pretty little bag out of that, or a pretty pillow. I'm on the bags and pillows lately. Can you tell? But that was sweet. And then I found this one. And this is a nice long table scarf runner in the beautiful, beautiful soft linen. It's got that lovely pattern on the end. And then these pretty little pieces. It's a nice long piece and it's in really lovely condition. So add that to my vintage collection. And then I got a couple books. I got this stage bill, 1951 Chicago stage bill for South Pacific. And I grew up going to the Muni Opera in St. Louis and just absolutely loving the stage plays. So these playbills really speak to me. They've got the beautiful vintage ads. Look at that beautiful old Buick. All of the pretty pages. And then it's got the cast in there. And a little rundown of the play. So I love that. And then I got sheet music. This was $1.50. It's got all these pretty, there's Johnny Mathis. That was one of my mom's favorites. Misty, I can remember that playing in our house. It Had to Be You. How cute. Linda Ronstadt. So I thought that was really nostalgic. Janis Joplin, The Rose. We all loved that one, didn't we? El Martino. So just filled with yumminess. So that was that one. And then I got one more at that one. And again, this was $1. This one was $1. Sheet music, golden oldies. And it's got all the pretty pages to coffee or tea dye. Janet Gaynor. Ethel Merman. Noreen Sauls. Andy Williams. My grandpa loved Andy Williams. He used to play it on his hi-fi, he used to call it. It was one of those long consoles where you open up the middle and it has the old record player in it and the ginormous speakers on the side of the front of the cabinet. So that was fun. That was really fun. I love that. So friends, that is my haul for last week, between my birthday shopping and then the 2 thrift stores I went to throughout the week. I just had a ball, and I cannot wait to get started using all these linens. So many linens, and first I have to find a place to store them. I am running out of storage room, but I cannot resist a beautiful linen. So thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you. All your likes and comments, of course, as I say in every video, and all of my new subscribers, welcome. And thank you so much for following along on my journey. To those of you who come back and comment, it makes it so much fun. And I would love to know how you feel about the linens. Do we cut them up? Do we use them whole? Do we use them in our home? I mean, there is so many possibilities. What would you use them for? So I hope you all have a blessed rest of your week, or whenever it is that you're watching this. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'm working on a couple of really beautiful projects with some Ooh La La digitals, Ooh La La Vintage Treasures digitals that I'm about ready to share. So I hope you check back in with me and follow along. And I encourage you to follow these 2 hashtags, the Thrifty Thursday and Thrifted Treasures. It's been really fun seeing what other people find. So bye y'all.